and you are a murderer. That is my campaign slogan. If you've not been tested, you don't know your status, you are an all suspect and you are a murderer. Because people are knowingly infecting other people with HIV virus, you know, and God is going to hold you accountable. So you need to go and do the test. Instead of you every time malaria, they'll make test malaria, they'll make test typhoid, you know, and some people they go to church here, but they still go to, you know, juju house, they still use their biblical means in living their life. They waste their money here and there. Mad challenge, go and do HIV test. We have HIV crisis in Ogoni. Because no number mama day, hey, but now you're a baby. You may be able to have them. Sit up your way, mama day. See, you up your money on Tuesday. And 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 13-year-old, 22-year-old, 20-year, 21, 25, 50, 62. No matter what, April Friday at 62. So the HIV does not discriminate. It doesn't matter your age. You know, no one don't have sex. We are having sex, and we don't talk sex. Nobody want to talk about sex. And we even in church, we should be discussing the issue of sex. God wants us to talk about sexual issue in the church. Because God wants us to live right. But God wants us to live a convicted, spirit-filled, holy life. God said be holy. He can't go home and live anyhow. No more, my brothers and sisters. No more. Jesus died to give us life and life more abundantly. Go and do your HIV test. It's a must that you must know your status. If you don't know your status, like I have said, you are a suspect and you are a murderer. Thank you very much. One another, have compassion on one another. We are here today to talk about HIV. Because we should even be hearing about HIV from this pulpit. We are supposed to be hearing about the issue of sex from the pulpit. God talk about sex. The Bible talk about sex. The Bible tells us how we should live as people of God. Because HIV/AIDS highest cases is coming from Ogoni. We have crisis on our hands in Ogoni. A lot of our men and women by this virus are dying from this virus. And it need not to be so. We need to educate one another. So my campaign is that every one of you should go and get HIV test. HIV test is a test if you are engaging in sexual activities. If you are a man and woman, married or unmarried, you should go and get HIV test. Because we know the story here. Our married men are not being faithful to their wives. Husbands are bringing HIV to their wives. And I know here too, some women are married and are not faithful to their husband. And wives are bringing HIV home to their husband. So I'm advocating and appealing to all of you to go and get HIV test. And if you've not been to BORI General Hospital, I'm inviting all of you there on Tuesday. Because Tuesday is the day that people living with HIV/AIDS have their clinics in BORI. And if you don't believe that we have a crisis in Ghana, I want you to come and see things for yourself. And men that are living with this virus, that are infected with this virus, that are dying from this virus. And I'm telling people, Earlier diagnosis is really good for you. The earlier you are diagnosed with this virus, the better. Because right now, they have the medication with this virus. You can live with HIV/AIDS as productive as anyone can. HIV/AIDS is no longer a death disease. Before, they said when you have this disease, we are going to die automatically. Now, it's nothing like that anymore. But earlier detection is the best medicine. Because if you are diagnosed and your result is positive, there is some medicine they can put you on. You can take good care of yourself, eat good, you know, and you can live long. You can live healthy. You can still keep your job. You can do any normal thing any other human being are doing. So I'm appealing to all of you in the house of the Lord to go and get HIV test. Because in the hospital in BORI, most of the women infected are married women. They are church-going women, church-going wives, that their husband infected them with the virus. So I'm appealing to you men to stay faithful to your wives, or you are going to bring them to your home, and you are going to blame God, you are going to blame everybody of killing your wives or killing your family, and you are actually the one that have killed everybody. Not the end of the world. If you are diagnosed with the virus, you can also have a baby that is not infected with the virus. Because there is a medicine they will give you if you are pregnant that will protect the baby from being infected. So an infected mother has the capacity to deliver a non-infected baby. But you have to go and do your test. The reason why people are dying of HIV here, people are not going for the test. They are going to do other testing like malaria test, typhoid testing, and all other testing, but HIV/AIDS. And I'm telling people, before you do any other testing, before you go to anywhere you go and conduct any other test, please go and do HIV test. It's a test everybody must have. And I tell people, you cannot see people's faces and know who have HIV or who doesn't. They said you cannot read a book by a cover. Because there are some people living with HIV. If you see them, you will not even know that they are infected. They look so healthy, they look so good, they look so beautiful. So look can be deceiving. That is why testing is the only way that you know who got it and who doesn't. Testing is the only way that you can tell that people that you are free or you are not free. So please, go and do the test while they have HIV. Malaria medicine cannot treat HIV virus. You need to go and get your test done so that they will give you the right kind of medication for your HIV. The medicine is free, the testing is free. Please be your advocate. You are children of God. God is looking up to you to take care of your health, to take care of your body. You are in the house of God. What do the Bible say? Our body belongs to God. Our body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. We need to take care of our body. We need to be proactive in our own care. And another way people are getting infected here, people that are living in the village, they go to the local chemist to be injected. In the villages, they are injecting you with contaminated needle. If they use a needle, contaminated needle that has been used on somebody who is infected on you, you are going to get the virus. So that is why if you are going to the village, if you are going to the chemist for any injection, make sure that you go there with a brand new needle. Make sure that the needle that the chemist is going to use on you is brand new. That prostitution as well. But those cases are really low. The biggest way people are getting this disease is through sex. Sex! Mothers and fathers, talk to your children. HIV does not discriminate. If you are 12 years old, you are having sex, you are going to be infected. If you are 13 years old, you are having sex, you are going to be infected. If you are 90 years old and you are having sex, there are chances that you are going to be infected, because the prevalence rate is very high here. With what I have seen with my eyes, if this trend continues, I am afraid of what is going to happen to Ogoni people. Be your own advocate, be proactive, be concerned about your health. And another issue why people are even getting a lot of the infection is really prevalent here. People, they know that they have HIV or they have AIDS, and they are knowingly infecting other people. What do I mean by that? A man may know or know that they are infected. They know that they are positive, and they will just go after a woman just to get her in bed to give her the virus. Women are doing the same thing. We see men and women, even since I came the other day, one married woman, one married man, he was tested positive. He said, don't tell my wife. I am going to infect many women before I die. If they are infected, they said, a man gave it to me. So I'm going to give it to as many men as possible. So there is no love anywhere. People are knowingly killing people. People are knowingly infecting people with HIV. So before I leave you here this morning, we are in the house of God. I cannot leave without challenging you that Jesus is still alive and well. Jesus is on the throne. Jesus died on the cross to give us life and life more abundantly. God said, be holy, because I am holy. We cannot only do God on Sunday. We do God 7 days, 24 hours a day. We should be God conscious, not political consciousness. All I see in the land is political consciousness. Politicians, they are thieves, they are rogues, they are corrupt. They are not telling people what they should hear. Last Wednesday was World AIDS Day, the day set aside to celebrate and remember people living with HIV. At the local government there, the money that was set aside to take care of people living with HIV, all the people at the council and the so-called people, they went and shared the money, and people are dying, people are suffering, nobody cares. But all I want you to know, God is going to hold us accountable. For those of us that are still seeking God, I encourage you to continue to pray and seek God, because God hears. He's listening to the prayer of the remnant. God is waiting for the prayer of the remnant, and God is going to hear our cry. God is going to answer our prayer. God is going to bring righteous people to the council. God is going to bring righteous people to the government, so that those who are infected, those who are suffering, can be well taken care of. The money set aside to take care of those who are infected, they cannot take that money to their home and share it while people are suffering. This is the land we live. But for the faithful remnant, I am encouraging you, keep praying. And for those of you who are in the house of God, all you young boys and girls, stay faithful. You are supposed to preserve your virginity. You are supposed to live a life of purity